See that guy? That's me. My excuse for looking like this? I'm a writer.
Eddie, maybe it's time to let the writing go.
But just in case you think nothing ever happened to me.
Eddie Mora!
Hey! Tell me about this book. Well, how much have you written of it? Not one word.
Well, I suppose I can help you with that. You know how they say that we can only access 20% of our brain? This lets you access all of it. They've had clinical trials and it's FDA approved.
All right, just out of curiosity, and that's all. I was blind, but now I see.
So I do love one of the lines in the film where you say, you know, excuse me if I quote it wrong, right when you think things are going right in your life, that's when you feel the knife in your back. When you win an Oscar, when you star in the highest grossing R-rated comedy of all time, is there ever a part of you that thinks, okay, the other shoe has to drop, something's gotta happen?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Sure. Yeah. Unfortunately, that is my makeup.
Really? So are you looking around for it, or are you kind of
You're waiting for it.
Really? So how do you deal with that then? How do you avoid that?
Carefully. Just say you're lucky and you keep going.
Excellent. So have you guys done a pretty good job of avoiding the knives in your back so far?
I don't think we
like this.
But I mean, also, you know, I loved watching you watch Bradley in this movie, because you're looking at this guy thinking, how is he this good? How could he possibly be this good? What was a moment in your career when you looked around and you looked at this person and thought, how are you possibly this good?
You mean when I looked at myself?
Or it could be, or you're looking in a mirror.
Or another person.
Or either way.
That I saw somebody else and I thought, how could they be so good?
Yes, sir.
That's interesting. There are people that you meet who really do incredible things. I mean, an obvious one is a guy who can remember everything that he's ever seen or heard. I don't know if you've ever seen him on television. He remembers every date, everything like that. It's amazing. And there's another guy that recreates a city, every street, every little detail from just seeing it once, I think I remember. Those kinds of things. When you say the brain can do that, the brain can actually do that with anyone, even if it's one person in the world. It's incredible.
And then do you look in the mirror and say, how am I this good?
I don't do that.
Okay, good. Okay.
A tablet a day, and I was limitless. I now had cultural appetites.
Since when do you speak Italian?
I finished my book in 4 days. I'd like to renegotiate my advance. Math became useful.
From 12,000 to 2.3 million in 10 days.
I'm baffled by this guy. So, Eddie Mora, you do know you're a freak. What's your secret?
Medication.
I think one of the great things about the film is this idea that we all have that capacity to reach too far. I think, you know, if we're all presented with that opportunity, chances are we're going to reach a little further than we should. Is that a fear as an actor taking on a role? Is there ever that fear of reaching too far, going too far?
Well, then the director should tell you you're going too far.
That's right. Yeah, that's your relationship with your director. Mm-hmm. You know, as an actor, you're there to fulfill whatever it is the director wants you to do, and hopefully there is no net there is no reaching too far at all. I mean, because you have to be willing to fail at every take, and it's the director's job to say, reel it in.
So, as someone who has been on both sides of the camera, how does that adjust how you approach things?
Well, if you've directed a movie, you understand the director's. It's a big job, and there are many parts to it, a lot of moving parts, and it's a big undertaking. And you've got I have great empathy for any director doing anything, no matter how big or small the budget is. It's a lot of stress. It's a lot of it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work. And you've got to handle all kinds of personalities, and you've got to deal with it, you know, and then get the best out of them, and so on. It's a big undertaking.
Your powers are a gift from God or whoever the hell wrote your life script. I'll open up a line of credit for you. You'll be wanting a few toys.
How many of us ever know what it is to become the perfect version of ourselves? What's the asking price?
12.5.
I'll take it.
Everything I have, I want to share with you.
What you doing, hon? You think somebody's watching?
My brain is skipping time. I have no memory of the last 4 days.
I'm living in that 21st century, doing something mean to it.
Your powers are not earned. You're careless with those powers. Have you asked yourself what you're going to do when you run out? You'll die.
No one man should have all that power. The clock's ticking, I just count the hours.
There's no scenario in which you'd lead this life where you don't work for me.
No scenario. I see every scenario. I see 50 scenarios. That's what it does, Carl. It puts me 50 moves ahead of you.
Worth the risk? What would you do?